I know it's been a long time since I've posted, but I just wanted to let you know that I'll be trying to get back to everything again. The other thing I wanted to tell you is that we are approaching our Disneyland trip on July 4th and 5th, and I will be having 45 people who are all special needs joining me at Disneyland with all have varying things from autism to cerebral palsy to people with feeding tubes and trachs, you name it, we got it. Also, an additional 5 people that are going to be there to help me. So I really hope that this trip goes well this year and that the trip will be excellent. The last time I spoke to you, I was going through a lot of personal things that a lot of people really, don't even think about, that have not been very easy for us. For what I told you all that my dad passed away last year on July 2nd. My dad was only 71. It really shocks you when somebody unfortunately passes away from a heart attack. But my advice to everybody here is to make sure when you have elderly parents or just parents that are not very healthy in general, you make sure you spend as much time as you can with the person and make sure that you're there to help them when they need you. Because it's not an easy feat for something like this to happen. The other reason I haven't posted for a while is I've been very busy preparing for my mom and I both to have some medical things done to us. A lot of medical stuff going on in our house, that's for sure. But it's not going to be easy over the next couple months because we've got a lot of things going on in our house. Another thing that I wanted to let people know is, and hi, I see somebody just joined the chat room, so whoever's here, nice to see or hear, we'll see that you're here. Come and join us if you would like to be on here. And state who you are if you can with the comments. I think they're turned on. I hope so. I'm still learning how to use this whole thing sometimes. That's another thing. When you use these YouTube chat rooms and these live things, they can be kind of hard to deal with. So, with everything that's happening, another thing I would like to find out too is I would like some people to know that if any of you state in the comments or anything, if we would like to have a time in like January or another month where people who are YouTube fans of my channel would like to join me at Disneyland. That would be amazing because then I could get to know my fans. The one thing that I would state is if we do want to do this, post in the comments if that would be something you would like to do. I would also say that yes, I would meet you at Disneyland if you did want to do a fan meetup group thing for just one day. One thing that we would do is state that I would meet you by the Disneyland Railroad Station on Main Street on the ground level. And if this sounds like a good idea, give me a thumbs up and some comments. I would love it. Another thing we could do is I also go to Knott's Berry Farm now with my friends. So if somebody wants a fan meetup thing at Knott's Berry Farm instead, state in the comments as well if that sounds interesting to you. It's a little hard now with everything at Disneyland getting expensive. The hotels are no longer cheap. The hotels shocked me this time because on July 4th and 5th, the average rate for a hotel in Anaheim on Harbor is $265 to $304 a night. Yeah, I had my mind blown when I saw the prices for Disneyland, the Good Neighbor hotels. I almost fell over. Why are they going up this high? I kind of fell over and went, really? Like, you're gonna make people go to Harbor Boulevard and stay there, and the prices are very expensive. And it's getting harder for me to afford to go stay at the hotels, which isn't very nice if you ask me. I've been staying at the Disney Good Neighbor hotels for many, many years. Has anybody had any qualms about any of the hotels on Harbor? If so, state in the comments below or give a thumbs up. It's not pretty out there. Like I said, average price is $265 to $304 a night. It's starting to get worse. Along with everything that's happening at Disneyland itself, all the construction stuff that's happening, all of the closures, it's not fun out there. Haunted Mansion is just all torn up, and oh my gosh, the queue looks really awful because of the construction process. It's getting harder because there's so much closed at the parks that sometimes you wonder if it's worth your while to go. I would say you're going to be prepared for a shock when you start going to the parks. Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln is so far showing a closed date of June 6th, but that still is longer than that because the calendar only goes through June 6th. I don't know what they're doing to Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln. It just came back after a refurb, I think, last year. So I don't know why it has to go under a refurb again. I really don't know. It's not easy with the other thing that's not any more fun is dealing with possibly the prices for Fantasmic and the World of Color packages growing. The prices could go up. I'm afraid to say that's probably going to start becoming the case. The prices for food inside the parks have definitely increased, and some amenities have definitely decreased. I haven't been that impressed with some of the restaurants in the last time I went, even though I love most of the restaurants. It's getting harder and harder to afford some of the food, even with my discount. Because I have the Inspire Magic Key, and that means I get 15% off of my food. So, yeah, that's wonderful. But at the same time, it's getting harder to eat in certain places. I try to get bang for my buck when I go to a restaurant at the parks. I know it's a little pricey, but I go to Blue Bayou from time to time, and I love the Monte Cristo, the steak dinner, because I'm on the allergy menu. I'm allergic to all fish, so it includes every single fish there is. And that's okay with me, because I don't really like it either. I wouldn't like the smell either, because of my autism. Another thing that's gonna floor me now is on June 12th, I go for allergy testing. So we'll see what other foods I'll most likely be allergic to. It's going to be a life-changing experience for me, knowing that because I'm adopted, I didn't know all my health history to really understand what else I've been allergic to all this time. Since I was already tested for environmental allergies, I'm allergic to weeds, certain kinds of trees, to black walnut nonetheless. And it's been a very strange process. Oh, dust mites and different kinds of like cockroach mites and some other stuff. It is really important if you feel like you're suffering this allergy season. I would highly recommend to try to get into an allergist. You never know what you're going to be allergic to. It's not fun to suffer with your allergies. The allergy testing wasn't too bad. It kind of felt like somebody was taking my arms and pinching little porcupine needles or something inside of it. It wasn't unbearable. It just hurt just a little. I would say on a level 1, it didn't hurt at all. And 10, it hurt big time. I would say a 3. That would be probably what I would say. 3 or 4. So everybody should definitely take advantage of allergy testing if they need it. Another thing I wanted to let everybody know too is for Disneyland, if you have allergies and stuff, you should definitely bring a nasal spray or whatever else you need to take, because trees around Disneyland are being removed. There's new trees growing, and there's other plants too that might make your allergy symptoms terrible. I know with me that the oak trees that we have in our neighborhood are a big part of my allergy symptoms. Sadly, we live on a street called Oak Cliff, and that's why we have a lot of oak trees in our neighborhood, and I'm allergic to them. So it's not always the most pleasant thing in the world. But we'll get through this allergy season. Just remember what I said. Don't deny yourself if you have allergies. Don't, hide your symptoms from anybody or yourself. And get checked if needed. It's worth it. I now see 2 people up here in the chat area, so that's perfect. Hi and welcome, and thank you for coming. And the last thing I really want to tell you is at Disneyland, the DAS process is changing. So I kind of will be a little bit honest. I think everybody can pretty much tell that I have autism, but they're going to be extremely picky how they look at people for the DAS process from now on. And the warning is, if you try to fake having any kind of special needs or anything, you will be banned for Disneyland and California Adventure for life. You will not be able to get in again if you fake a disability. So please don't. Not worth it. I have to go now, but I hope everybody has a good day. Bye.
You done?